The Penrith Panthers a 42-12 win over the Rabbitohs.
Are we missing someone?
We've lost Billy. Here he comes.
Mitcho number 2.
He's got his skates on. He's coming in. Oh, he's still got it, Bill. Good job, Bill. All right, we're talking Panthers.
Did I miss something, did I?
Nature calls.
No. We're talking Panthers, Rabbitohs, but the big news to come out of this one, Cam Murray suffered a hip flexor injury. He's looking at 6 to 8 weeks out for the Rabbitohs. They've already got injuries to Jai Gray, Dean Hawkins as well, but Cam Murray, he's someone just who puts in every single week. He's such a key part of this side.
Irreplaceable, and we know that they've been struggling in the middle of the field, so they lose him. He does so much work, and he does all the work that you don't see on the field, so without him, wow, good luck.
Well, you know what? He actually needs a rest too. So, Latrell's back next week. I think everyone's spoken about he needs to make an impact. And he's that sort of player that if he can get on a roll, Latrell, they can win a couple of games. Cam Murray comes back in 6 to 8 weeks, then it's mostly he needs a rest.
What about Jai Arrow? Jai Arrow a couple of times the other night made a tackle or fell and was just in agony.
Well, he tried to save a try in the corner and he stayed on the ground for a good couple of minutes afterwards.
What injury has he done?
I think he's done his rotator cuff, I think. So he's going to have to get an operation. I'm not sure exactly the injury, but he's going to have to get an operation at some time. He's obviously fit enough to play at the moment, but he looks to be in some sort of discomfort. The one thing with Cam Murray is he ball plays a fair bit as well. He's the link between the halves. So I think it's a big opportunity for Cody Walker to really stand up into that first receiver role and take control.
So what about the halves? Where do they go from here? Because we saw Whiten.
I think they'd go Cody and Whiten.
Cody and Whiten as the...
And I think if Jai Gray was still fit, he'd be fullback and Latrell would be left centre. But
he won't
Gray's gone now.
So he's out. He's operation.
Just getting back to Jai Arrow. Jai's at a stage of his career. What, he'd be late 20s?
Yeah.
Do you think he should just bite the bullet? Because, let's be honest, they're not going to make the semis. Do you think he has to be selfish and look after his longevity by getting the operation soonish rather than waiting till September, October?
Well, maybe the new coach has a say in that. Sit down and speak to Jai, but
the club have got to look after their player. If he's in a state to play, he plays. If he's not in a state to play and it's going to be detrimental to his longevity and his life after football, well, he needs to get the operation. So that you've got to rely on the medical staff at South Sydney.
And we're not second-guessing the medical staff. It's just from the outside looking in. The other night, he looked busted. He looked absolutely busted. It's a shame Jai Gray has been injured. He's been a breath of fresh air. He's given a lot of enthusiasm and speed around the middle of the field. So he looks like a long-term NRL player, but he's just got this little hiccup now with the syndesmosis.
Watching Jai Gray, watching
Fuller.
Chevy, Stewart, some of these little blokes coming into the game.
Trey Fuller
for the Dolphins. Gives a lot of people confidence and hope, just exciting. And I think at times you think there's no place for these sort of people in the game because, like you've got these big monsters running around, but they're having a great moment, and I think doing a good thing for the game in general.
It's disappointing, though, for South Sydney with such a big injury toll as well.
Yep.
Results, obviously, have been pretty tough to come by.
They got the Dragons next week?
I actually can't remember.
Yes,
I don't know.
They got the Dragons.
They lost quite a bit. That's a problem.
Latrell will be a big inclusion. Like getting Latrell back after a month on the sideline, he's a big inclusion.
And you can imagine he'll be pretty fired up and ready to go as well.
But once again, another combination in the halves. They've had 3 or 4 different combinations so far. And now they'll go Cody and Jack.
All right. Well,
yeah, but then, you know what? You've got your best players in the most crucial positions. If you've got your halves, your fullback, and you've got Cookie and a dummy half, then all of a sudden you're covered. So everyone else does their job and, you can get a result. So they just need to fight a bit harder. There were some things happen in the game where they just didn't show much fight at all and wouldn't matter who's in the jerseys.